that there actually is a job called the chief exorcist of the Vatican. That's a real thing, you know? So that was a surprise.
Do exorcista do Papa. Quem iria lhe defender?
Hi, Mr. Crowe. I'm a huge fan. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, man. Cheers.
The movie was terrifying. I have some nightmares, so thank you very much.
My gift to you.
This is your first horror movie, right?
Well, it's the first one to come out. But I did shoot another horror movie prior to this. It's actually called The Georgetown Project, but that hasn't come out yet. But yeah, so it's my first foray into that genre.
And how challenging was that?
Well, I think probably one of the challenges you've always got in a horror film is trying to bed the characters and give them some kind of truth and reality and such. But, you know, given that we're basing this movie off the writings of a real person, we had the benefit of having that already on board. Like, I've taken a lot of license, obviously, with the character of Father Amorth, you know. I've taken sort of like little looks and stuff I saw him give in interviews and everything, and I've made that, you know, a sort of a fuller character, or a character that he might not have ever had as a public persona. But we're just trying to, you know, breathe some life into that and bring humanity into the situation, and therefore everything that happens around that, you know, it has a core. You know, he is a real person, so.
O que quer que você faça, você só faz porque Deus permite. Ele permitiu isso?
And do you believe in exorcism?
I think that that's a gigantic question. I think certainly that that service wouldn't be available through the church unless people thought it was required, you know? And that is the big difference with this situation. And it was the shock for me when I first read the script to find out that there actually is a job called the chief exorcist of the Vatican. That's a real thing, you know? So that was a surprise. But I think there is obviously a depth and a validity in the work of Father Amorth and people who do this job, you know? Do I personally believe in it? I've never been in that situation. So it's very difficult for me to make a call completely about that, because I have never experienced that type of thing that would require an exorcism, you know? The next stage of this question is, you know, do you believe in the devil? Do you believe in evil, you know? And I think there's a quote at the beginning of the film that it's like, when you actually jeer at the concept of the devil, that's when you make yourself available to the devil. So you have to be a little bit careful about that. So my broader answer would be, is there evil in this world that we deal with and that we see all the time? Yeah, there is. And is there the opposite of that? Absolutely there is.
Eu sou seu pesadelo. O meu pesadelo é a França ganhar a Copa do Mundo.
And when you researched the life and the work of Father Amorth, what was the most terrifying thing you find out about him or about his work?
Probably the volume, you know? He was working constantly, you know, multiple situations in every day, you know, and this went on for, 36 years he was in that job, you know. And there's some estimates that there's something like 160,000 exorcisms, you know, but there's a multiple in that, because apparently there may be, you know, many more than one demonic entity within somebody, you know. So, that's a massive amount of work. He's experienced, obviously, a sort of life that none of us would, you know. So you have to give credit where credit's due. That's a career, for sure.
A minha fé não necessita de defesa.